Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mo from Respawn of the Nerds. Just checking in with you guys and seeing how everybody's doing this week. So it's just me tonight. Figured I'd go over a couple things with you. So if you're like me and you're not really too happy about the state of gaming because games don't feel like what they used to, and the winter months are coming around, it's getting colder. Sometimes it's nice to just sit down and play a game. So I figured I'd go over a list with you guys of some games I think you might like to play, some retro style gaming you might want to play at home, when the weather's changing. So I figured I'd give you maybe like 4 or 5 systems, retro ones, and then a couple games off of each. So, with that being said, I think the first system I would touch base on would be the Nintendo 64. You cannot go wrong with Super Smash Brothers. That's always a good classic. If you have family, that's a great one. So is GoldenEye. And Star Fox is always going to be a banger. And definitely, if you can find it, it's a rare one. Resident Evil 2 on the 64. That's definitely a fun one to play. I enjoy playing my 64 on a projector because it doesn't really strain the eyes too much. And it kind of gives you that old throwback feel, unless you got one of those old big body TVs. The second system I would recommend for some throwback gaming is Xbox, honestly. If you have a Series X, perfect. But me, if you're like me, you like the old school first Xbox, you cannot go wrong with Halo 1 or Halo 2. Those games are just nostalgic reasons for me. They're near and dear. I love the first Halo. I love the second one. Um, yeah, those games just bring back so many good memories for me. So Halo 1 and 2, those stories are great. The whole Halo series, I think, is great. I think, but those two kind of, you know, they made a lot of good time at Christmas for me and my little brother. So not that I think Halo 1 and 2 on the Xbox. If you're going Sega Dreamcast, one of my personal favorite systems, which I'm trying to find one right now, you would have to go with, this is where the games get good. You have Grandi 2, you have Skies of Arcadia, you have Blue Stinger, and Shenmue. Shenmue is one of those games that is amazing. Skies of Arcadia, good luck finding that one. That one is on a Dreamcast. It's a rare one. As far as Shenmue, they do have the remake for the PlayStation. They have 1 and 2, and I believe there was a third one. I'm not sure. And of course, you can't go wrong with Crazy Taxi. That was always a Dreamcast favorite. Moving on to, I guess, my favorite system, one of my favorite company, of course, Sony. The first PlayStation, sorry, I'd have to go with the first two Tomb Raiders. I think they were the best out of the whole series. Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider 2. I'd go with Final Fantasy 8 over 7 every day. Final Fantasy 7 too. Those would be my top 4 for that gaming system. And Siphon Filter. Can't go wrong with Siphon Filter. That was a game that doesn't get spoken about a lot, but that was a real fun game too. Trying to play that and run side to side. It was real weird how you ran, but it made it work if you could cheat the system with it. Moving on for another game for you guys to kind of play would be, and PlayStation 2, I think, had a really good system lineup. If you go with Resident Evil 4, if you go, Final Fantasy 10 is always going to be my go back to. I'm sorry to say it enough. I know I say it a lot, but Resident Evil 4 and Final Fantasy 10 on the PS2, and Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and San Andreas. And I think that's all you need for that system. And maybe if you like Sly Cooper, you got Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, if that's your thing. But for me, it's Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, San Andreas, Resident Evil 4, and Final Fantasy 10. Let's see. Moving on to some other good games that I really enjoyed. Ooh. So on the PS3, if you have one of those, which they're coming hard to find, I enjoyed Killzone 2 and 3. 2 more so because it kind of finished up the story. But Killzone 2 was really good. I really enjoyed Killzone 2. And that was the first time you actually got to use a 6-axis controller, if I remember correctly, where it had a lot more motion to it. And I think that's where like the last great games were at, because that was before you had to put a game in and install and download and so much space. You could just put a game in and all you had to do was just play, and you enjoyed it. And man, who didn't love that time of gaming? Another one me and my wife like to do. she has a Super Nintendo, so we'll play NBA Jam, we'll play Madden 96, 97, and Super Smash. It's not Super Smash. Super Mario Bros. That's a fun one. Trying to go back and play that. I recommend any old game like that. 64, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, Dreamcast. If you have a projector, go on Amazon and get one. Spend the money on a projector. It doesn't hurt, and it takes you back to that old school style of gaming where everybody can sit around and just have fun. But I think retro gaming, is the best thing. It's hard to find some systems, but look some stuff up and go from there. Like for me, I'm probably going to go with that DK Oldie store I keep seeing pop-ups for on Facebook and see if I can kind of buy some of their old stuff. So I'll try and figure out how I can stream all that for you guys. But I'm definitely falling in love more and more with retro gaming, honestly. So the reason why I've been also digging back into retro gaming is because I feel like for the rest of the year, the only game we have left coming out is Black Ops 7. And while I am excited for it, I'm not really sure how excited I am. I think Battlefield 6 was up there. I haven't tried Ghost of Yotei yet. I'm waiting on a couple indie games. I'm trying to branch towards indie games more to see what's what. Because that dinosaur body cam seems okay. I just want to see what it's like when it comes out. But it's hard to kind of get the spark. I will try Helldivers 2. I need to try that. There's a couple games I do need to try. Not really excited for how most games are looking. Now, next year, the lineup looks great. I think next year's going to be a better year for gaming. This year, I don't think was really outside of Battlefield, maybe Ghost of Yotei. I don't think this year was really a good year for gaming. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. But if you guys have any suggestions for games to play, I'm always open to game suggestions. What else was there? Yeah, I'm all about a good campaign. I think Battlefield 6, though it was short, had a good campaign. Final Fantasy X had one of the better ones. Resident Evil 4, even the remake. Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and 5 had great campaigns. I like the ones that give you twists and turns too. Like I know a better one that I haven't played in a while, and I played on the PS3 was Heavy Rain, where every action kind of affected the outcome. That was good. The Uncharted series, those are really good campaigns. God of War, I just enjoy watching the story, watching the cinematics on that. That is really, really good. Some people are happy with the new Kratos, some people aren't. But everybody has their opinion. But any games you guys can recommend, please shoot my way. I will definitely try what I can try when I got time for it. As far as anything else upcoming, on Twitch, I plan on streaming the Assassin's Creed Claws of Ajari DLC at some point when I get around to it. I know I need to get to it. But I'm having a lot of fun with Battlefield 6's multiplayer. That is probably going to lead me through the rest of the year, as well as Final Fantasy X, trying to collect all the Jet Spheres. So you can catch that on Twitch. My Twitch user is MoRice2791, MORICE2791. Also, we have a Facebook now. So our Facebook is Respawn Nerd. I couldn't put other nerds for some reason. Won't let me put the whole name. So the Facebook is Respawn Nerd. You can find us on there. Send us some emails. DMs. Let us know some gaming ideas. I'm working on mugs and stuff when I get the chance. Me and my wife are going to work on some mugs and maybe some t-shirts. So try and get a little bit of merchandise out. But always, you can catch us on here on Spotify, on YouTube, or on Apple Podcasts, or on Amazon Music. We're trying to get everywhere, trying to get this thing off the ground. So please send us some good. If you have any episodes you want to, video games, tech you want us to know about, cover, review, let us know. Send us an email, messages, leave a comment here, because we do check. Even on YouTube, we do check. Let us know, and we'll definitely look into it. Other than that, we appreciate all you guys, and that's just a list of my quick games. I'm out. Thank you.